It's a new week, which means it's time for a new Monday Musing with Left of Lansing's Pat Johnston. Muse away, Pat.
Here's the Monday Musing for March 16th of 2026. While away to see family in Arizona last week, I read about and watched the horrific videos of the tornado that ripped through Branch and Cass counties, killing 4 people, including a 12-year-old boy, and injuring dozens. The National Weather Service reports that 4 tornadoes actually touched down in southwest Michigan that day. Now, meteorologists from the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center say their models showed a marginal risk for severe weather in that area that day. However, that changed drastically and quickly, and as one CMU professor who specializes in severe weather told MLive over the weekend, it wasn't an easy slam dunk forecast to make. So it appears that there were some unique factors leading to these quick and deadly tornadoes. However, that hasn't stopped Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer from demanding an investigation into whether or not the Trump regime, led by billionaire Elon Musk last year, played some kind of a role in this failure thanks to budget cuts to the National Weather Service. One University of Michigan climate scientist told Michigan Public Radio that the Trump regime's budget cuts have indeed eroded the NWS's weather forecasting and data collection tools. However, they said it was too early still to conclude if those cuts played a role in this latest of Trump regime tragedies. Now, at the very least, shouldn't we invest in more spending to upgrade weather warning equipment and alarms so that everyone within an earshot of potential deadly storms can at least have a chance at saving themselves and others? It seems like a prudent step to take as we continue to double down and reinvest in fossil fuel energy usage while divesting from clean energy during dear leader Trump's term. Let me remind you that more than $500 million in clean energy investments and jobs in Michigan created under the Biden administration were gutted by the Trump regime. That also includes cuts to EV cars, which I think some probably wouldn't mind today due to the regime's costly and illegal war on Iran, but that was not the major chunk of the funding. As Bridge Michigan's Kelly House reported a few months ago, a big portion of that $540 million the regime cut included the Solar for All program, which would have provided solar energy in disadvantaged communities in Michigan. Other cuts included projects to make low-income housing more energy efficient and converting houses of worship into climate resilience hubs to give people a place to go during and after devastating storms. It's one of the few times you'll see MAGA actually celebrate cutting any kind of funding for houses of worship. But at least the Trump regime loosened vehicle emission standards so we can give car companies the power to care even less about climate change. And don't forget how the regime's Environmental Protection Agency, run by oil and gas lackeys, are forcing a coal-fired power plant to remain open in West Michigan despite Consumers Energy's plans to close it down last year. It's not only further polluting the state, but it's also very expensive to keep open and costing working-class customers. Now, of course, these canceled projects mean canceled jobs for a working class in Michigan that's desperate for jobs. But what did you expect from the Trump regime, which collected millions in campaign bribes from the oil and gas industry and then filled its regime with fossil fuel representatives? I mean, you see, the regime's actions will lead to more destruction and death in this country, as if it hasn't done enough to this country and the entire world already. And with rising energy prices, costly wars, tax cuts designed for Trump and Elon Musk and the rest of the Epstein class, you understand why the working class is upset and feeling left behind. And you understand why so many working-class Michiganders oppose data centers, which will lead to a loss of jobs, higher energy costs, and further environmental harm. I only wish that Governor Whitmer understood how data centers that both she and dear leader support will not reverse those trends. leftoflansing@gmail.com is the best way to reach me. Subscribe to the podcast and also subscribe to Left of Lansing on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, the Gram, and Facebook. Take the battle to them.